When Ben was little, we lived on the West Marsh, what they call the West Marsh estate. And we'd lived there for years. I was brought up there. And then when I met Ben's dad, he was living on a different estate. So we decided we'd buy our own house near my mum. So we did, and that's where Ben was brought up. I had 6-foot gates, and at the age of 5 he was climbing them and disappearing into the park, and, you know, a very spoiled child, really spoiled. I think I let him get away with a bit too much. When he was at home with his family, with us, he was different to what he was like with his friends. When he was at home with us, it was mum this, mum that, dad this, dad that. You know, just different. When he was out with his friends, he was one of the boys. He was just Ben. He'd applied for a job on the standby boats, and he had to go to college and do his basic firefighting, basic first aid. Another couple of things he had to do to get the job. Anyway, he did. You know, he'd knuckled down. He really was trying. He passed them all. And they said that if he was successful in getting the job, he would start in the January because he were 18 till the December. He was really pleased with himself. Ben had a thing about ringing me on the mobile. He had to ring me 10, 15 times a day. And he'd rang while I was out working, and he was like, right, I'm going to do my bedroom and stuff. His plan was to go out later on in the day when I got back from work, and then he would be home to see his dad when his dad got home. And that was the plan, which it started off that way. He did his bedroom, I went to work, picked him up at 4, dropped him off at 4:30 at his friends, and then the rest of the day didn't go as planned. When he didn't come home at 9 o'clock, my other son Damon rang. Damon worked in a pub at the time. So me and my husband said, right, Ben's bound to ring and say, oh, won't come pick me up. He said, so what we'll do is we'll go pick Damon up, because as old as there was, we still liked to pick them up, so I knew they got home safe. So we went up to Ulmerston to the pub. Damon hadn't quite finished work, so we went in. And my sister-in-law worked there as well. And whilst we was waiting for Damon, her mum rang her. And after she come off the phone, I said, what did your mum want? She said, oh, there's been a murder outside her house. And I said, ring her back. I said, I just know there's something wrong with one of my kids. And she said, oh no, there's a car involved and it's all tented up with somebody in a car. I said, you're wrong, ring her back, there's something wrong. So she rang her back and she said, oh, the police won't tell her anything, what's gone on, but not to worry, it's nothing to do with any of your boys. And then my husband's phone rang, and it was a girl, and she just said, you need to go to the hospital because Ben's dead. And he told me, and I said, that's rubbish. Just no way. And I couldn't move. I didn't move, I just stayed to the spot. And then he went with my son Damon, and then he came back. And he said that Ben had died.
Good evening, welcome to Look North. Police have tonight named the teenager who died following a street attack in Grimsby. Today, friends have been speaking of their grief and shock following the assault of 17-year-old Ben Tilling on Friday night.
I came out at 9 o'clock, opened the door and the boy was laid on the floor. So I asked his name and the boy screamed, "He's been stabbed, ring an ambulance."
A first-hand account of the last moments of a young life as he lay dying on a Grimsby street. A vicious attack which just hours later was to become a murder investigation.
It was terrifying because we didn't know what had gone on. I mean, the street was pretty much deserted when I came out, and there was just this boy and the boy laid on the floor. But he looked so, so young, so such a shame.
Ben Tilling was pronounced dead at Diana, Princess of Wales Hospital shortly after arrival. He had multiple stab wounds, but police are yet to confirm his actual cause of death. Today, his brother laid flowers at the scene, still too raw to speak about his family's loss.
I don't know where my husband went and Damon, but I just told my friend she had to take me to the hospital, and I went straight there. And then I was met outside by a nurse and a policeman, and they wouldn't let me see him. I weren't allowed to see him at all. I weren't even allowed in the room. Couldn't even look at him through a glass. I couldn't. So I left and I went home, and then I got him some clothes and I took them back, and they still won't let me see him. And I told the nurse that she was lying and that she was a nasty person and evil. I just needed him to have some clean tracksuits and things because he'd gone mad if didn't have any clean tracksuits and stuff with him. And then she sat me down and she told me again. It was just such an hurtful day. It was so painful. Everybody was just, tears and tears and tears. I couldn't believe I was burying my own child. I don't think I've ever felt pain like it, and I never will. Just laying in the ground, it was like, you've got to live there now, forever. Liam's ruined his own life. He's ruined my son's lives. He's ruined my life, Ben's dad's life. His nephew, he's got nieces he hasn't even seen. Liam McCalman just has, literally by picking that knife up, destroyed my entire family. We'll never be happy, ever. I get up and I have to give myself, different reasons to live. Because I know I've got my sons and my grandchildren, but I feel as though Ben needs me more than them. And I really, really want to be with him, and I miss him. So I have to give myself reasons to carry on every day, to live. And my kids and my grandkids should be enough. But sometimes they're not, you know, and I just think he needs me more than them. You know, he's on his own, he's got nobody. Ben was a lad. He was one of the boys, just like they are. Ben thought he could handle anything, any situation. He thought he was a tough guy. But Ben had a mum and dad at home, brothers, nephews. And because Ben decided to go out that night and Liam decided to do what he did, where without Ben? Just don't. Please, just think about what you're doing before you go out on a night time. If you're going to have a fight, use your fist if you have to. Don't pick up a knife. Because each one of them kids, their mum and dad are going to have to live what I've lived through. And each brother or sister, they will have to live through what my sons have lived through. And all for what? For Liam Cameron to think he was hard because he carried a knife. Pointless. Didn't see Ben at home.
You haven't seen him?
Since the day I dropped him off. Never saw him at all. I couldn't.
You could have done if you wanted to?
My husband, we could have gone to identify him. Couldn't. I just couldn't see him. So now I never even said goodbye. I should have done, I should have gone to see him, but I couldn't.
I'll just take it back down.
You remember me when the west wind moves among the fields of barley. You can tell the sun in his jealous sky when we walked in fields of gold. So she took her love for to gaze a while among the fields of barley. In his arms she fell as her hair came down among the fields of gold. Will you stay with me? Will you be my love among the fields of barley? And you can tell the sun in his jealous sky when we walked in fields of gold. We'll walk in fields of gold.